This is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. And today we are going to do the Forbidden Door AEW predictions and whatnot. And this is, as you see on this screen, we're going to be talking about tomorrow night's pay-per-view Forbidden Door. And I know a lot of people are looking forward to this. This is going to be probably one of the best shows that they had. Probably could it top Double or Nothing? We will find out, because they got a lot of good matches coming up and whatnot. But this is going to be very, very interesting as far as this pay-per-view. Now, we did see the AEW Dynamite this week. I didn't do the AEW Dynamite recap and whatnot. That's going to be put on pause for a while, so I'll let you know more about that as the time goes on and whatnot. So again, and I know a lot of people just finished watching the AEW WWE Night of Champions, but bear with me and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Again, let's get into these matches that we're gonna have tomorrow night. And as we see the buy-in, I don't know how many other matches they're gonna have for the buy-in. But they're talking about, I mean, we got about 10 matches already in for this show. So, so the buy-in for what I see here, they're gonna have Thunder Rosa, and I believe I can't see who the hell. And Olympia from CMML go against Divine Dominion, whatever the hell their name is. So this is supposed to be, I think, a tag team match, supposedly, according to what I'm seeing here. The match, I don't know why they're getting a title shot, to be honest. And because these women's never ever teamed before. So this match is supposed to be at the buy-in. Now, is this match you're gonna have people complaining about this, because they're gonna be like, why was Thunder Rosa, getting a title shot with a girl named Olympia from CMML? But then again, remember, this is the Forbidden Door. We have not only we have CMML, we have Stardom, we got New Japan Pro Wrestling. So you're going to see wrestlers and whatnot. They're going to be part of this show. Because we get this nonsense all the time and whatnot when it comes to who's that person wrestling in this show or whatnot, and next thing you know, you're gonna see the complaints, especially on Twitter. So anyway, that's the buy-in. Now, my prediction that who's gonna win this: the AEW Women's World Tag Team Champion. They're probably may have a little bit of more than 5 minutes, because that's what they've been doing lately. Put them in there. Olympia, I have seen that in CMML. She's pretty good. And so, of course, Thunder Rosa, former AEW, Women's World Champion and whatnot. So it's going to be interesting to see this match. This is going to be a good match. I'm hoping it's going to be a good match. I hope it's not one of those Divide Dominion or whatever the hell, Divide Emotion, whatever the freaking names are, Megan Bain and Lena Hook. It's not what they do. They dominate these women's and whatnot and whatnot. So that's going to be the buy-in as we see it now. For I don't know the orders that this is going to be. So I'm going to take it as maybe the first match of the show will be the Dogs versus Christian Cage and Adam Copeland for the AEW World Tag Team titles. I mean, we seen what's going on. The Dogs pretty much skipped the line to everybody. And I'm not gonna hate on them, because they did what they had to do to get a title shot and whatnot. And the title they did, they attacked the world champions after they won the tag team belts. Now you didn't see Adam Page, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage for weeks until recently this past week where they went and they beat up on the dogs. So, but I still think somewhere between now and All In, we're going to see a triple threat. We're going to see the Young Bucks, the dogs, Copeland and Cage in a three-way. They're going to reenact the tables, ladder, and chairs. It's going to happen. And what better team to do it than these three teams and whatnot? So we'll probably see that. I still see maybe the dogs winning by disqualification or losing by disqualification. They're going to do something. I won't be surprised if Gabe Kidd shows up, even though they're saying Gabe Kidd is having visa issues. He's stuck in Japan. And most likely he will be stuck in Japan because he's in the G1 Climax. So I don't think he's coming back anytime soon unless he comes, do this show, be part of this situation right here coming up, and then, do what they do best. I have Christian Cage and Copeland holding on to these belts. I don't see them being the War Dogs or the Dogs, whatever you want to call them. If they beat them, they're probably going to beat them by disqualification. Something's going to happen. This is not going to be over. This is not going to be a one-time deal as far as these two tag teams. Then we're going to have Bandito and Jon Moxley. Now, there's been rumors going around that most likely Brody King, actually, I don't know why I call him Brody Lee. Brody King made turn on Bandito. And the reason I say that is because it's funny how Bandito pinned Daniel Garcia. I believe it was on Dynamite last week or the week before. And all of a sudden, he's getting the title shot for Moxley. Now, it's crazy because we've seen that Bandito is the Ring of Honor World Champion. Now, Bandito, now he's getting another shot. He's getting a title shot for the Continental belt. And he's a Ring of Honor champion. Now, with this leave Brody, even though Brody got pinned this week, I believe, if I'm correct, it was on, I think it was this week he got pinned. So I have a feeling in this match that Bandito is gonna get he's not beating Moxley. I don't see them doing that because it won't make no sense of Bandito winning the Continental Championship when he has lost twice while he's been Ring of Honor World Champion, losing to Andrade and losing to Swerve. So this will make no sense if that was to happen. You know what I'm saying? As of late, and I'm gonna get into it. As of late, they gave Maya World the finals against Mercedes Moné. I don't know why, because it doesn't make no sense to me. It would make more sense to me if it would have been Athena versus Mercedes Moné. They didn't go that route. So, but going back to this Bandito versus Jon Moxley, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I have a feeling there's going to be some type of turn. They're gonna, it's some type of betrayal, because I pay attention to everything. You know what I'm saying? I pay attention to everything, little thing that I see. And that, how the hell is Bandito getting a shot at the Continental Classic when he pinned Daniel Garcia? He didn't pin Jon Moxley. Now, Moxley's going to take the shot, the title match. Moxley's not afraid. You know what I'm saying? But it would have been better if it would have been Brody King who would have got the shot, because it would have been a spectacular match. It would have been a slugfest between these two. You know what I'm saying? But no, they're giving Bandito the shot. And, Brody King may be the one who's probably going to turn on Bandito, be like, hey, what's going on? You getting all this title shot? You're the Ring of Honor World Champion, blah, blah. And he may go out to Bandito for Ring of Honor World title. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? Why not? Just saying, why not? So it's crazy because a lot of people are not expecting that. I'm not expecting that situation, and I heard through the grapevine about that of you know that possibility happening. Bandito getting betrayed by Brodito and whatnot. So you know, um, again, I have a match. Bandito is not beating John Moxley. It will not make no sense. You would really pissed off fans if you really think that Bandito wins, and you're gonna. If you're a true person, a true professional wrestling fan who's been watching Bandito as of late, losing to Swerve, lost to Andrade, and now all of a sudden he beats John Moxley. Now, what I could say, like I said, what I could see is Brody King turning on Bandito, and that's the end of Brodito, because I don't see Brodito challenging for the AEW tag team titles. I don't, even though it would not be a good thing to break up that team, because FTR is going to be out for a while. Their contract is over, I think, soon, or I think the contract ended, but they taking time off, and you ain't gonna see them for a while. So that's not gonna happen. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Then we got Shota Umino, the IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion, against Pac. Now, for those who don't know who Shota Umino is, now Shota Umino was pretty much what else, Steve? What's going on? Thank you for coming through. For people who don't know who Shota Umino was John Moxley's protege when he first landed in New Japan in 2019. Okay. Now Shota Umino, like I said last week, they're giving him like 19 title shots, and finally in Dominion, he was able to beat Andrade for the IWGP title, the global title, actually, the white one. And now he gets to defend the belt against Pac and whatnot. So this is going to be a clash. This match is going to be good. For those who haven't seen Shota Umino, even though he's the underdog on New Japan Pro Wrestling and whatnot, I see, he's the underdog, but he is good at what he does. He's a pretty good wrestler. You say you're picking Shota because he only had over 2 weeks now. Yeah, and I don't see him losing it. He's gonna probably lose that belt to Gabe Kidd after the G1, because now they have that G1's on July 11th, starts July 11th in Chicago. So, but it's gonna be a good match because Pac is one guy that he people be like, probably who are Pac fans or whatever, they might say, oh, they're not giving him what he deserves and whatnot, blah blah blah. But Pac has won trip. He was the first wrestler to hold two belts at the same time. He had the AEW International Champion, plus he held the 6-man, the trios. He's the first one to ever do that. You know what I'm saying? So, so that Shota Umino and Pac match is going to be good. I got Shota Umino winning it, but it's going to be a good match. It's not going to be no 5 minutes or 3 minutes or 4 minute stuff. It's going to be good. So it's going to be high flying, high impact. So be prepared for that match, because that match is going to be off the hook. Then we're going to have, now this is the one that I'm like kind of like bugging out, and that's the Maya World versus Mercedes Moné. Now, it's Tony Khan willing to gamble and actually give Maya World the Owen Hart Cup. Now, if you look at it in the paper, you'll be like, well, Mercedes is going to win it again. She's going to get another shot at the world title for the third time and whatnot. And she'll beat Tekla at All In and whatnot. But do not be surprised if Maya World wins this tournament. And the reason I'm saying that is because, think about it. What's the only title that Mercedes Moné has not dropped? Or, this belt was never defended, but that's the only belt she walks around with. It's the Owen Hart belt. Now, she lost all her titles of 13, 14 titles, whatever she had. She lost all those belts and whatnot. Wouldn't it be a very interesting situation when it comes to Mercedes' return and whatnot, where she thinks that she's gonna do the same thing she did last year and whatnot, and her her fall from grace is not over until she loses tomorrow night against Maya World. Listen, Maya World has come and defeated two individuals and whatnot to get to the finals. So don't be surprised if Maya World wins the Owen Hart Cup. Now I'm not expecting her to win, but I'm not surprised if it happens because, like I said, she beat Athena last week, which I saw that it kind of got me upset because I'm thinking the logical thing as a booker in my head. I'm like, you could have, Athena beat Maya World, and then we'll have another match between Mercedes Moné again, Athena, right, in the finals. Moné beats Athena. Oh, actually, Athena beats Moné, and then we get a match between Tekla and Athena, the rematch that they had last year in Japan, where Athena beat Tekla. This would have been perfect, but they didn't do that. Tony Khan had all the other ideas with Maya World, and I don't know if they're doing it out of, because they feel she lost her brother. They're doing it out of, sympathy. I don't know. Steve said, if Maya wins the Owen, pull Maya versus Athena for a Ring of Honor title. Maya wins, Athena stays in AEW. Yeah, but then makes a lot of sense though. But at the same time is, if you give the cup to Maya, right, then you're going to keep on AEW. I mean, you still go to Ring of Honor and win the belt. Yeah, you could. You could still come to AEW and defend the belt. I mean, it makes a lot of sense though. It makes them Athena stays in AEW. And really, Athena has already surpassed her reign in Ring of Honor. She has that belt for over 1,200 days. Woman has had that belt for almost 4 years, close to 4 years. So why not? Why not have Maya World win? You know what I'm saying? I have a feeling Maya is going to win tomorrow. And I think it's going to end up the story. It's going to be the story that's going to continue with Mercedes Moné still falling from grace, because that's the only belt that she has that she is not, she couldn't defend it, whatever, but if she loses now, she can't claim, I still got this belt. She's raising the Owen Hart belt. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be amazing. So then we continue on. We're going to go with this Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay. I say Will Ospreay. Here's I got one for you. Let me know if you guys think about it. Steve, if you're online, you can tell me if I could be wrong. Now, I have Will Ospreay beating Swerve Strickland. The reason I say that, because remember, when Swerve Strickland was the AEW World Champion, he beat Ospreay. Now, don't get me wrong, this match is not going to be easy for Ospreay, because I know Swerve is going to do everything possible. He's going to definitely do things that pretty much, the things he does that gives him the most dangerous man in AEW. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Swerve is going to do everything possible to beat Ospreay. Ospreay is going to come back and beat Swerve. Now, he wins the cup. We could have a same scenario that happened maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. Remember Mariah May attacking Toni Storm after Mariah May won the Owen Hart Cup? Would have been crazy if, because you got New Japan wrestlers in there, wouldn't it be crazy to see and why not United Empire come out to try to congratulate Ospreay, and Callum Newman turns on Will Ospreay right there and then. Okay? Because, I mean, again, the G1 climax don't start till July. And they're going to come to America anyway. They're going to be here in Chicago. So I'm sure all these wrestlers are going to be here and whatever the case may be. I could see, and even though people are going to be like, well, wait a minute, Ospreay's part of the 6-man tag with Great-O-Khan and Hanari. That don't mean shit. Okay? Because they could do the Freebird rules in Japan and have, I don't know, Francisco Akira be part of the tag team. You know what I'm saying? We could also see the United Empire show up after Will Ospreay wins the Owen Hart tournament. I got Ospreay winning it. Ospreay's going to go to All In. You know what I'm saying? So that whole AEW versus New Japan Pro Wrestling war that I've been talking about for months is going to happen. It's bound to happen. Okay. Again, I'm going to keep bringing it up because I want you to understand that some of you people watch these shows and don't pay attention. And then the craziest part is, who is this person who came to AEW from Japan? Just you don't watch New Japan, so you're not going to be able to follow what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to follow. So right now, and you know what I'm saying? From what right now, since April, since Sakura Genesis in April, when Callum Newman won the belt from Yoda Sushi. Who attacked Yoda Sushi? An AEW guy. Well, he was a New Japan guy, but now he's an AEW guy. He's claiming he's AEW, he's claiming he's Death Rider, and that is Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd got hurt. He came back, and when he came back at Dominion, attacked Shota Umino, still claiming he's part of Death Riders. Okay, so the part that you know, Will Ospreay still wants to go to Japan back and forth and do what he does best, but still working for AEW. You know, and now it's even worse because we see that he's with the guys who he asked the United Empire to help fight them off when he was having an issue back home. That's what he said at work. The United Empire showed up in April and whatnot. In April to fend off the Death Riders and whatnot. So why not do it there? You're not going to be able to do it in All In because that's too close to the G1 climax. It will be probably a week and a half, 2 weeks. Who knows? You know, it's closer. I mean, because it's in London. London's closer to Japan, but who knows? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. He said a lot of options. They can go, but I can see the Newman turn at All In. I mean, I'd rather them do it tomorrow night. You know what I'm saying? So everybody could get an idea. See, if you're doing it in All In, right? If you're doing All In, you're still gonna have the same people who's gonna be like, "Who's that guy?" If you do it tomorrow night, you know what I'm saying, in San Jose, you know what I'm saying? Then everybody knows, like, "Yo, who's that Kyle Newman guy?" Oh, I'm gonna follow him in New Japan, and they'll see what's going on in Japan. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways to do this, but again, we don't know if this is going to happen. I like I said, the war between AEW and New Japan is going to happen. It's going to happen. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll be the first one to say, "Hey, maybe I wanted to be the fantasy booker. I'm over booking shit," whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's the way I'm looking at it. That's the way I'm looking at it. So, you know, then the next one, which is Kenny Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr. Now, I'm playing favorites here. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing favorites big time, especially after what Kenny Omega said 2 weeks ago. And Omega said that nobody knew who TMDK was. The Mighty Don't Kneel. This group is from New Zealand, play wrestling in Australia, and they're a big group. You know what I'm saying? You know, they even got Shane Haste. He's the global honor champion in Noah. Okay. You got bad dude Tito, who's a badass. You got Mikey Nichols. You got Robbie Eagle, former IWGP tag team champions. And I forgot his partner's name in Japan. But when he said nobody knows who TMDK is, I said to myself, well, Kenny Omega, you're going to find out real quick who Zack Sabre Jr. is. Now, Zack Sabre Jr. had a match with Jack Perry this week and whatnot. And did you see what he did to Jack Perry? Jack Perry got caught up in Zack Sabre Jr.'s 6 second of wrestling moves. Submission moves at that. Kenny Omega is in for a hurting, not a beating, because Zack Sabre Jr. he's not a rough and tumble type of guy. He's gonna grab you. He's gonna manipulate every part of your body that you can. He's gonna grab your extremities, and he will be torturing them. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be torturing them. And at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. Because Omega right now, you know, Omega right now is not the same Omega there was from 2016, 2017. This man has a lot of injury. And you saw what Zack Sabre Jr. told him this week. He said, "Oh, don't land in the hospital," which pretty much is saying you always getting hurt. You wrestle hurt. So if you look at Kenny Omega the last 3-4 years, he is not the same Kenny Omega it is. I mean, I love his V trigger. The guy's, I mean, he's not he's not the Kenny Omega from 2016 where he was battling Hiroki Goto, Okada, Tanahashi, and many other wrestlers. He's not the same guy. Now you in there in the ring with Zack Sabre Jr. and like Steve says, he's going to turn him into a pretzel. Look at what he did to Jack Perry. He turned him into a pretzel. He couldn't get out. He had to say, "I quit," because he turned him into a pretzel. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Zack Sabre Jr. is not to be taken lightly, to be honest. He's not to be taken lightly because he is a master. Look, at the end of the day, for all you guys who don't know who Zack Sabre Jr. is, this guy was 2-time IWGP World Champion, right? And not only that, right? He was the G1 Climax winner. Okay. He's been New Japan Cup winner, not once, but twice. So what that tells you what he's all about. This guy's no joke. He is not a joke. So Kenny Omega is in for a rude awakening very quickly tomorrow when he faces Zack Sabre Jr. Then we have Tekla versus Starlight Kid. Now, Starlight Kid, again, many of you never heard Starlight Kid. I've seen this girl wrestle Starlight Kid. And the story is that Tekla never beat Starlight Kid while she was in Stardom. Okay. But you're facing right now a different Tekla. This woman is toxic as hell. You know what I'm saying? And I love everything that Tekla is doing. That's why I feel like Mercedes Moné is not going to face her anytime soon. So, and if she faces her, Mercedes Moné is going to be the baby face and whatnot. That's my theory and my what I'm thinking is going to happen. But Tekla right now, do not be be surprised. You're going to see the president of Stardom, because I saw a video clip where I didn't even know that Tekla freaking was trying to get him a haircut and whatnot. So he's going to try to get involved in the match, and it's not going to work. And I think the belt's on the line. So Starlight Kid, as Steve said, never seen Starlight Kid wrestle, so I know I'm here for a treat. Oh yes, you are going to be in a treat. She's very good and whatnot. And most of these Stardom girls are very good. I mean, you saw Asuki wrestle Mercedes Moné in that match. She gave hell to Mercedes Moné. I thought Mercedes Moné was going to lose that match and whatnot. So, so that match is going to be good. It's going to be pretty good. I still think Tekla is going to win. She's going to find a way. I'm sure the Triangle Madness is going to interfere. It's going to get involved. So that's going to be the outcome of that. I see that happening and whatnot. So, and you may see a couple of Starlight Kids colleagues, or girls from Stardom. It'll be some type of three-way type of thing, or three girls and other 3 girls. You know what I'm saying? You get. I mean, like I said, I know the how you call it? The girls from Man, the Sisters of Sins is going to pop up. That's going to happen, and the president of Stardom might get embarrassed again. You know what I'm saying? So, but Tekla and Starlight Kid, that's going to be a treat. You guys are going to have fun with that. And it's going to be something that people are going to like. I think it's going to be something. I'm really looking forward to seeing Starlight Kid. I haven't seen her wrestle since I think like 2 years. The last time I saw her, there was a cross promotion between Stardom and New Japan Wrestling, and they had the Stardom wrestling woman the females wrestling, and I saw her, and she's pretty good. I'm telling you right now, you're in for a treat. You guys are gonna like it. The next match, we're gonna take the 3-way. Now this is gonna be very interesting because you got Máscara Dorada, Místico, who are now the new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion. You know what I'm saying? Again, Dorada and Mystico just won the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion by beating Sammy Guevara and forgot the other guy's name. They used to be Black Taurus. Forgot his name now. They just won the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion. So now they in the ring tomorrow night against and whatnot against the Young Bucks and Shido. Oh my God, Shido. Takagi, Shingo Takagi, and Titan. Now, Shingo Takagi, another guy. I met him in person. That guy, a very nice guy. Shingo, you already know what Shingo brings to the table when it comes to wrestling in Japan. Former IWGP champion, former Never Openweight champion. I think he was 6-man at one point. Titan, this guy's won titles all over Mexico, part of the Ingobernables de Japón. And then you have the Young Bucks. So this is going to be fun. It's a 3-way tag and whatnot. I have the Young Bucks probably winning this match and whatnot because, like I said, I think they're giving the Young Bucks all these matches, so then they get that 3-way TLC match. We're not probably not going to call it TLC between Adam Cole and Cage and the War Dogs or the Dogs. So that's going to be an exciting match. You know, Dorada and Mystico, especially Dorada. Máscara Dorada is just like this guy is when he is in the ring and he's doing all these top rope moves and all that. It's going to be crazy. So I got the Young Bucks winning it, but it's going to be a fun match. It's going to be one of those matches that it's going to take your breath away and whatnot. Because Titan is another guy who he's a high flyer and whatnot. So he is going to be crazy. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, Steve Beast Mortis. Yes. So and then Sky Blue supposed to what? Sky Blue wrestling one of them at the pre-show. Oh, I didn't have that in my list and whatnot, but I'm sure the buy-in is not only one match. I know that for a fact because it's an hour, and the buy-in I have here is Divine Dominion versus Thunder Rosa and Olympia. So I know it's going to be another match, but so yeah, so and you say you picking the Bucks? They're pushing them for the tag title of Redemption. Yeah, I think that's in next month. Yeah. I mean, we're probably gonna see a tables ladder chair match because we probably gonna see we got to see one more Copeland and Cage, and we probably gonna see a reenactment of Edge Spear from back in the days and whatnot. We're probably gonna see that. So, but I'm picking the Bucks. Like I say, they are putting them in matches where they're gonna win. So I see that happening and whatnot. So it's going to be a great fun match. I say it's fun because when it comes to these shows, you never know what's going to happen. Now, the match of the night is going to be the steel cage match. And you got Takeshita, Mark Briscoe, Darby Allin, Roderick Strong. Oh my God, what's his name? Kyle O'Reilly and Orange Cassidy against MJF, Kyle Fletcher, Okada, Andrade, Jack Doyle, and Kevin Knight. Now, this is gonna be something that I've been watching for the last couple of weeks, and this is something I'm very interested and I'm very invested what's gonna happen. Number one. This whole couple of weeks, we've seen Andrade keep saying he wants a title shot against MJF. Okay. Say Micah wrestling Sky Blue. I don't know if I ever seen Micah before, but it's going to be interesting. Any girl from Stardom, I enjoy watching them. So it's good because I get to learn more of these girls and whatnot. But yeah, for the 6-man, the 12-man tag steel cage match. That's going to be crazy because they're doing it war game style because they got a one-man advantage. So they're not calling it war game. They're just calling it a typical steel cage match. Now, again, like I said, through the last couple of weeks, we've seen Andrade's, keep telling, Don Callis, I want a title shot. I want my title shot. Kevin Knight won the TBS title, and then he turned heel. He's talking about he wants 2 belts, jet 2 belt, whatever the hell you want to call it. And he was skipping the line and whatnot. He skipped the line, and Andrade wasn't happy about that. Then we seen MJF pretty much embarrass Andrade a couple of times in promos and whatnot, and Andrade is pissed off. A couple of weeks ago, there was a 6-man, or actually a 12-man tag where none of the guys from the Don Callis family was communicating with each other. Okay. And MJ was in the center of all this and whatnot. And there was push and shove between Andrade and MJF. And that Andrade held Mark Briscoe. MJ hit him with the ring. This week, we had the same thing, but this time, Briscoe ducked. Andrade got hit with the ring. Now, for what I'm seeing here, most likely Andrade is going to be the next guy getting kicked out of the Don Callis family. But he's going to be the one who's going to cost his team the title shot he's going to cost the team where Mark Briscoe is going to get his title shot. Because the stipulation in the match is if Mark Briscoe's team win, he gets a title shot against MJF. And already we saw what happened when Andrade is getting hit this week with the ring and whatnot. And it's bad enough already that MJF and Andrade has had beef for weeks and whatnot. He wanting a shot at the AEW title. You know what I'm saying? Steve says either Andrade takes the pin or submission or Andrade accidentally calls MJF sending up for Grand Slam Mexico. MJF versus Andrade. When is that? Grand Slam Mexico. Because that makes more sense. Andrade versus MJF, which that means to show you that Andrade is not beating MJF. MJF is going all the way to All In with that belt, and he's losing it to Ospreay. But, which makes a lot of sense and whatnot. But that's what's going to happen. I don't see him taking this pin or submission. I see him trying to help MJF, and he accidentally hits MJF, and MJF get pinned by Briscoe. But it's been a lot of stuff going on within the Don Callis family. And you've seen it. You've seen it, and especially the Don Callis. I'm more focused on the Don Callis family because a couple of weeks ago when Don Callis and MJ were picking the teams, Trent Beretta thought he was going to be part of the team. This week, when they were all in the camera and they were doing MJ doing his promo, he told Don Callis, why are these guys here? And telling Rocky Romero and Trent why they're there. You know what I'm saying? So to me, honestly, the way I look at it, they're already this beef in the Don Callis family. Andrade is the next guy to leave. You know what I'm saying? And Okada's going to stay there. Jack Doyle with Donzilla, they're probably going to team up and be part of a tag team and they go after the tag team titles. So basically, the only ones that's missing is Josh Alexander because he's hurt. But I see Rocky Romero and Trent probably getting kicked out and whatnot. And Andrade is getting kicked out. Takeshita left already. You know what I'm saying? So, and Takeshita and Fletcher, that feud, I'm telling you right now, most likely Fletcher is going to be the one who's going to beat Takeshita for the AEW international title. Even though I think Fletcher should win the world title. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I won't be surprised if when Ospreay wins the AEW title, the first one who's going to come after him is Fletcher. You know what I'm saying? Which is going to make another great match because these two had a dope match, I think was last year or the year before, went in the cage, and they did shit that was out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be very interesting, very, very interesting to see, this match because it has everything. The guy's not on point. The guy's not on, the chaos and within the group and whatnot. And I won't be surprised if MJF, Don Callis' family walks away from MJF and let him get beat up. I mean, I don't know. It can happen, but you know what I'm saying. It's just something for people to how you call it, to pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, I mean, again, I see Osprey and MJF at All In. You know what I'm saying? In August, Redemption. Oh, what's it called? Redemption? Yeah, Redemption. Redemption. We'll probably see MJF versus Mark Briscoe, unless they do it in a Dynamite. And then, and like what Steve said, Grand Slam Mexico. You know, we'll see. Oh, they got a bunch of okay break on July 8th, Redemption July 26th, Grand Slam Mexico August 5th. Damn, it's a lot of shows. So, but see those three shows, like Steve said, Grand Slam we could probably see Andrade versus MJF. Redemption, Mark Briscoe versus MJF. Beach Break, I don't think he's probably gonna wrestle because that's too close. He just look at it. So like what, 10 days? You probably remember he's still hurt from that thing. He what was it? The thing that Roosh did to him. I think he landed on his knee. But also, let's talk about Roosh. You already seen that MJF beat Roosh, right? Now we're seeing Andrade might get kicked out. Wouldn't it be cool? And to top it off, we see Beast Mortis and Sammy Guevara lose the tag team belts, the Ring of Honor tag team belts. Wouldn't it be cool? Let's say Andrade gets kicked out and Roosh tells them join the Facción Gobernables, because the Facción Gobernables should be the team right on another faction that should be just kicking ass in AEW, and they haven't. They were promoting Roosh, and they haven't promoted him after that. Now you saw that Sammy Guevara and Beast Mortis lost the tag team belts. So, Jalisco, I don't know where he's at. I don't know if he's wrestling in CMML, but you should bring the whole Ingobernables to AEW to battle the Don Callis family. You know what I'm saying? So, Steve said they do MJF versus Briscoe at Beach Break, MJF versus Omega Redemption because of Montreal. Yeah, but I don't think MJF against Omega, I don't see that happening. I don't know. For some untold reason, I don't see that happening because, Omega still, according to the storyline, Omega is not sure about himself. And especially if he gets beaten by Zack Sabre Jr. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that that's who I'm really picking, but he's going to, I'm going for Zack. And I won't be surprised Zack beats him. You know what I'm saying? He said Mystical been wrestling in AEW, Ring of Honor, CMML, MLW. Yeah, he's fucking everywhere. He's everywhere. I just saw him in Dominion wrestling Desperado, his own tag team partners. And then the IWGP tag team champion, the junior tag team champion, and whatnot. Desperado beat him. So Mystical is everywhere. Yeah, that's true. He is everywhere. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's getting recognition out there. Everybody know who he is. So, I'm very looking forward to seeing this show and how good it's going to be. I know it's going to be. We're talking about how many matches I said? 9? It's about 9, 10, 11. And it starts at 7. So, I'm really looking forward to it because I want to see what, after this pay-per-view, where it's going to lead to Redemption. And then, again, you got a Beach Break that, like Steve said, you got Redemption on July 22nd, and you got Grand Slam in Mexico. So you got all these storylines going on and whatnot and doing that. Because I don't know what's been going on for the last 2 weeks. Because I said last week's go home show wasn't that great. It wasn't that great. And again, I didn't do the AEW Dynamite recap that I usually do because there was really nothing to talk about. Because if I would have talked about it, there was no need for me to do this today. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just giving you my thoughts, and my take of what's going to happen. Again, I'm just predicting and whatnot. And when I do my predictions, I make sure that I got some logic behind it, like some makes sense type shit. You know what I'm saying? So But so starting matter of fact, before I leave, I want to announce that this Tuesday I will be doing the uh Night of Champions review, and there will be a video, and it won't be live, so just be on the lookout on Tuesday at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 Pacific, and we're gonna be doing a review of what happened today in Night of Champions and whatnot. So a very interesting thing that happened in Night of Champions, and you don't want to miss it. So also, guys, so that is it for me, really, pretty much. If you guys want to follow me, you can follow me on the X, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We also on TikTok and whatnot. We also got a podcast store. If you guys would like to check out the merchandise that I have there, I have t-shirts, hats, and hoodies and whatnot. Go to tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. That's tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. And when, of course, we're on the YouTube channel, we're probably about 60, 70 more subscribers to hit the 2,000 subscriber, and we're close almost. And share this. We're almost close to 200, making 2 million views in our channel. Yes, it's been that crazy and whatnot. And I want to thank everybody who's been supporting us and whatnot. Shout out to the Circle of Debate today for doing the watch along for the Night of Champions. Of course, we are part of the Debate Network. So if you guys want to check the Circle of Debate, they're on every single day doing watch along and whatnot. They do the on Mondays, they do the Monday Night Raw. On Tuesday, they do the NXT watch along. On Wednesday, they do the Dynamite. On Thursday, they do TNA. And on Friday, they do the SmackDown. Of course, they do the pay-per-views. And today, we saw the Night of Champions. They were doing the watch along Night of Champions a couple of hours ago. And tomorrow, they'll be doing the Forbidden Door watch along. So check them out. Show them some love and whatnot. Shout out to Steve again. Thank you for showing up and so supporting the podcast and whatnot. No, we were not on the Circle of Debate Facebook page because they were on doing their watch along, so I wasn't able to get in and whatnot. And the same thing with the Twitter. They were on, and I wasn't gonna step on nobody's toe because I don't know how that works. We never do a double stuff. It never has happened. So, but again, let me know what you think. It's going to happen tomorrow and whatnot at Forbidden Door. Again, the MJF match and most let me know what match you're interested to watch. I'm really looking forward for the 6-man tag, the Tekla match, because I want to see, I've been investing in that one and whatnot. So, and I want to see the three-way match between the Young Bucks, Shingo Takagi, Titan, Mascara Dorada, and Mystico. If that's going to be a good match and whatnot. So I'm really looking for the Will Ospreay and Swerve. Now, that one I want to see if United Empire pops up. So if they don't pop up, then it's going to happen in All In when Ospreay wins the world title, when everything is done. Okay, when everything is done, because right now the Death Riders are the one helping him become the lethal weapon that he is. And if you guys saw this week when they were going circles, jumping around, and Will fell down, that was not planned. And you see his face, when he fell down, he knew he fucked up. So, Steve, you said the Mox versus Bandito be interesting. Yes, it's going to be interesting because I said it before. I don't know if you was in when I was talking about this match. I feel that Brody King is going to turn on Bandito. And again, I'm going to say in case you didn't hear me the first time, the reason I say that, again, Bandito has been getting all these opportunities. He's the Ring of Honor World Champion. But at the same time, I look at it and I'm like, wait a minute. Why is Bandito getting a title shot against Moxley when he never pinned Moxley? He beat Daniel Garcia. And he automatically getting a title shot. I'm looking at it as Brody King as, wait a minute. You're the Ring of Honor champion. You walking around as a world champion. Meanwhile, you got pinned by Swerve. Last, I think it was the Double or Nothing. Then he got pinned by Andrade at Dynasty. So he's gotten pinned twice by different wrestlers, and he's still walking around as a Ring of Honor World Champion. You know what I'm saying? So that makes a lot of sense I could see Brody turning on him. You know what I'm saying? Because it would have been a better, interesting match if it would have been Brody versus Mox, for the simple fact that Brody beat Claudio a couple of weeks ago, and they was straight up slugfest between these two and whatnot. But Brody never got the title shot. So if you be one of the members of the Death Riders, especially Claudio Castelloni, who was the I guess the right hand man to Mox, you know what I'm saying? You should get a title shot, and that's not what happened. They never gave him a title shot. Instead, they gave it to Bandito, who pinned Daniel Garcia. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's the same thing when I talked about the Maya World and Mercedes. That situation, I won't be surprised. Again, I won't be surprised if Maya World wins the Owen Hart Cup and whatnot. And the reason, because Mercedes Moné is still falling from grace. But the only belt she's still walking around and putting it up is the Owen Hart belt and whatnot. What up, OPC? You said it will be a shocker winning the. I don't think it's happening, bro. I don't think I'll be shocked if it happens, but I don't see it. I see Brody turning on Bandito. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, I'll see it somewhere down the line. I don't know. I saw it online, somebody speaking about it, and then when I thought about it, I was like, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. I'm saying, because Brody's been wrestling whatever, and Bandito is not there every week. You know what I'm saying? Again, he just beat Claudio a couple of weeks ago. And Bandito's getting the title shot when he pinned Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia, I'm not saying that he's a weak link but he's one of the guys that you're probably going to be able to beat Claudio. Claudio's one. This guy's no fucking joke. This is the former Ring of Honor world champion, former CMLL champion, So it's the same. I won't be surprised, like how just say it will be Cinderella story for Maya, and we know this was meant for Willow, but plan C, since Serene was injured, so Maya was so happy for her. Yeah, and also because of the death of her brother, so that's why I feel like I could see that happening. Do you really want to give Mercedes Moné the Owen Hart again? And then you're going to have her beat Tekla? Tekla right now is hot. You can't take that belt away from Tekla. I don't care who it is. Tekla right now is hot. You know what I'm saying? And when I mean white hot, I don't mean hot that she's garbage, as white hot. Her toxic gimmick is off the chambers. You know what I'm saying? And Tekla, matter of fact, Tony Khan mentioned Tekla as one of the newest pillars, along with Mercedes Moné. I forgot who was the other two. But Tekla is up there. That woman, this is the best thing AEW did. I still remember when I did a podcast talking about when Tekla left Stardom and who was going to pick up. Was it going to be WWE or AEW? And when I saw those those posts talking about where she going, whatever, I said, you know what? I want her to go to AEW, because if she would have went to WWE, they wouldn't have done shit with her. Look what they've done with Rosie Perez or Roxanne Perez. Girls always every week looking at the lights. They would have done the same shit to Tekla. Tekla right now is hot, okay? Especially her going to Japan and doing this whole Stardom thing and the storyline about how she got fired from Stardom because she beat up the president of Stardom. It's perfect. It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Steve said, I won't be sorry if Tekla will have the title the rest of the year. Yeah, I think so. They should keep it on her. You don't have anybody else. Who you going to give a Mercedes? People are going to get bored. Yeah, it's bad enough Mercedes had 14 titles and people were bitching about it. You know what I'm saying? To me, it got kind of ridiculous when they got to 14 titles, because I'm like, okay, you prove your point. Ultimo Monet, you beat, Ultimate Dragon's record. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But right now, if you think about it, besides Tekla, who else you think should get that belt? I think honestly, the only one that comes close to Tekla is Megan Bain, which should have had that world title a long time ago. You see, because you don't have Tony Storm, you don't have Willow, okay, and how you call it, Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter. They should be in the tag team scene instead of trying to wrestle singles. Forget about that. Go after Divine Dominion. That's you we should be eyeing on. But right now, you can't take the belt away from Tekla. You know what I'm saying? Unless you bring Athena in. Now, if you bring Athena in as AEW permanent, I could see Athena beating Tekla. But then again, my story or my booking was have Athena beat Mercedes Moné so that she gets a shot at Tekla in All In, right? And then Tekla beat Athena. Why? Because Athena beat Tekla last year in Japan in Stardom. You know what I'm saying? It said, well, has Sheeta ever wrestled Tekla? No. And they're not going to see it because they just turned her heel. And Sheeta, I'm not high on Sheeta anymore. You know what I'm saying? She's a good wrestler, but it's not something that I want to be invested in. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know if she's a heel, if she's not a heel, and you know what I'm saying? And her whole thing with Chris Stanlander, Stanlander beat her and whatnot. And I think I don't know who she beat up not long ago. But right now, Sheeta's not even probably in the top 5 for a world title shot. You know what I'm saying? Thunder Rosa is another one, and I know, I'm not a big fan of Thunder Rosa for the simple fact what she did a couple of years ago. But Thunder Rosa right now, she probably in the top 10 maybe right now. But right now, look, AEW losing Tony Storm and Willow, it's not good for the division. You know what I'm saying? So Tekla got to carry it. I don't care if you brought Monet back. Monet right now, if anything, you should have her as, how you call it? Still going through the fall fall from grace. The only belt she has left right now is the Owen Hart belt. And she should lose it. She should lose tomorrow to Maya World. If Maya World don't win, then I don't know. Maybe Tony Khan got other plans for her. I don't know. But I don't want to see Mercedes Moné world title reign right now. No, she still has to me, like I said, when she fell from grace and she lost all those belts, and she lost to I think it was Tony Storm again for the world title. That should have been like a humble for her. So she loses the last belt, let her humble herself, and then make a fan favorite down the line, and then she wrestles Tekla maybe next year or maybe at World's End. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the last pay-per-view of the year. You know what I'm saying? Or, either that or put a wrestle in Revolution next year. You know what I'm saying? That's my thought on it. You know, Mina's not going anywhere. Mina's not going nowhere. Mina right now, she's not going anywhere. They might right now. Mina's still in there as part of the women's division. She comes back and forth from Ring of Honor. Mina's not going anywhere. Mina Shirakawa was not. She signed with AEW. She signed. She left Stardom to work for. She's not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So again, Tony Storm and Willow, those two not being in there makes a whole lot of difference. You know what I'm saying? And they got to create more tag teams because the Brawling Birds seems like the only tag team in there. You got the Sisters of Sin. They don't push Sky Blue. Sky Blue should have been pushed a long time ago. That's another young girl. The same way they pushed Julian Hart. That's the way she should have been pushed. Sky Blue should have been pushed years ago, and they're not even doing that. So I don't know. I don't know. So again, guys, I don't want to keep talking. But again, follow us on YouTube, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and whatnot. Thank you very much for everybody who came out here today to support me and want to continue to support the podcast, continue to support the Sugar Debate, continue to support the Debate Network and whatnot. Thank you, OPC. Thank you, Steve, for being here, and whoever else is in here. Thank you very much. Like I said, Tuesday, I will be here. Bali will be doing this stuff Tuesdays now, being that I have other things to do on Thursday. I won't be able to do the AEW recap on Tuesdays. And that one on Tuesday, 6:00 is not live. It will be pre-recorded, but it still will be an episode. You guys want to check it out. Again, support the podcast, the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, support the Circle of Debate. And again, I'll see you guys next week, or I'll see you guys on Tuesday with more of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report.